Why am I making that face? Yeah. We are doing Lost Medium Volume 2. Okay. We're good in full screen now. Alrighty, ready. If we're gonna do this, I probably should get the music off. Yeah. Get rid of that. Oh my god. We have silence, people. Silence is a virtue. Unless you're me. Then you wake up every night screaming from nightmares. Alright, Lampreek, see ya. Thanks for stopping by and chilling for a bit. Love you. Alrighty. Um let's get into it. Oh, it's an hour long. Baby, we got one. We got one. Oh, this if I if I do this correctly, I can make this take up the whole stream. Also, guys, I just thought it'd be funny to mention that like oh, 1 second. Sorry. Things are being a dick. I have this right here. I'm just not using it because I feel like this is just too iconic now. I gotta keep on using this. Plus, I don't have enough plugs in my laptop to use that as well. It'd be nice if I did because these are Bluetooth. He gave me the cord for it, but I don't remember where we put it. So I could possibly use this if I wanted to. But if I find the cord before he gets back, and I have to give this back, then I'll fucking use it for like a video or a stream. But as of right now, um, I can't use this. But it looks cool having this right here. But it's also in my way for when I want to type things, so I'm gonna put that off to the side and get back to the video. Why'd you do that? Guys, we're having technical difficulties here, and I'm not happy about it. Not happy one bit. In case I forgot to, in case I didn't, if you just joined, Lost Media Volume 2 by Nexpo. He is, oh, I love this man. Hold up. I'm sorry. But he has some of the best, like, horror, like, videos that are in this genre. Him and, what's that man's name? We'll get back to this in a second. I gotta remember what this man's name is. What is it? Tuxo? Horror. Wait, I wanna, haunted places in each state. That's definitely a video he'd make. Tov, I fucking love this man right here. I fall asleep to his videos a lot because of his voice and just I love the things that he talks about. But yeah, this man right here might do one of his videos today as well because, oh, they are just so good. So good. Alright, let's skip forward a little bit. My stream paused on my other fucking device. Got confused for a second. I love the visuals of his videos. They're so good. Like, let's be fucking honest. To get the views that he does for these videos, he doesn't got to be doing all this shit right here. He chooses to, and that's why he gets paid the big money, while the rest of us get paid the small. He big dick, the rest of us small dick. He get big money, I get no money. But like, he could just make videos about this shit and people would still fucking watch because of the voice and because of what he's talking about. That's a very big genre on YouTube right now, is talking about stuff like this. But he adds in all this extra stuff that makes the video not just something to listen to, but something to pay attention to as well. And I fucking love that shit. I will be every now and then texting on my phone, mainly because I have a life.
There's something about lost media that's so incredibly unsettling. The idea of a piece of recorded history being effectively lost to time, cementing even the most mundane footage, TV shows, and even video games into the realm of mystery. It seems that each and every day,
Guys, I don't think I was high the last time I watched one of his videos on stream, which was Lost Media Volume 1. His voice tingles the very section of my brain right here that makes it feel all good. It tingles, dude. Like, it's... Oh. Listening to this man while high is about to be the best. It's going to be better than sex. Listening to this man's voice while high is going to be better than sex. I'm saying that right now.
new relics of decades past are being remembered, spreading like wildfire to all the others who also vaguely remember it too. A year ago, I brought you through 5 of the darkest pieces of lost media that I could find. However, it was but a drop in the ocean of what's actually out there. There are hundreds, thousands of disturbing pieces of forgotten media, all with their own stories, their own significance, and their own intricate details that cement them as some of the darkest in existence. Tonight, you and I are diving back in. This is The Darkest Lost.
That's creepy. That's creepy. Green Mile Monster.
It's the 31st of May 2013, and the town of El Reno, Oklahoma is silent.
Oh, wait.
It's a Friday like any other.
I've heard this story before. This is about that one fucking tornado that wiped out like the whole fucking town. Wasn't there also like a whole crew of storm chasers that got wiped out by this fucking tornado? I'm pretty sure I watched a bunch of fucking stuff about it like last year. We'll see if it's the one I'm thinking of.
Except for a small problem.
National Weather Service in Norman has issued a tornado warning for southwestern Oklahoma County and central Oklahoma, southeastern Canadian County and central Oklahoma until 7 p.m. Central Daylight Time. At 6:23 p.m. Central Daylight Time, National Weather Service.
As the early evening approaches, alerts ring in about a potential multiple vortex tornado that may touch down in the area. It's something meteorologists haven't seen before. It's unprecedented. It's different. At 6:03 p.m., an EF3 monster touches down around 8 miles southeast of El Reno, Oklahoma. Rapidly, it swells in size, becoming more violent by the minute. It mostly remains over open fields, a good thing for the neighboring towns and cities. However, for those with a passion for chasing supercells like this, the outcome was far more disastrous.
Oh shit. Yeah. This is the one I was thinking of. I forgot. I don't have YouTube Premium anymore.
In the mid-2000s, a team of storm chasers going by the alias TwistX was formed under the Discovery Channel, headed by a man named Tim Samaras.
Yeah.
It involved a group of 10 scientists with the goal of chasing and documenting the dynamics of various superstorms, utilizing numerous vehicles outfitted with weather probes. If you're a fan of the show Storm Chasers, then you've likely seen them in action, as they were heavily involved in seasons 3 through 5 around the turn of the decade. On the night of the El Reno tornado, Tim Samaras, along with 2 other members, a videographer named Paul Samaras and a meteorologist named Carl Young, were dispatched in one of the crew's Chevrolet Cobalts with the goal of deploying a weather drone in hopes of capturing atmospheric and seismic data. Ironically, being considered one of the safest storm chasers in the industry, Samaras was up for the task. And so, he and his crew decided to pursue the El Reno tornado, unaware of just how volatile it would soon become.
I'm gonna keep going.
Now it's mesmerized.
Multiple vortex.
God damn, that thing's fucking big. That's a big mama. Big mama.
As the minutes pass, the vortex rapidly changes direction. It ramps up speed, and it grows to a size never before seen. At its widest, it attains a diameter of 2.6 miles, cementing it as the single largest tornado by surface area.
Yeah, you called 3-mile monster, but I guess a 2.6-mile monster just doesn't have the same ring to it.
Ever recorded. Regardless, the TwistX team approaches it with their plan of deploying that weather drone before getting out of there as fast as possible. They begin their drive towards the highway in hopes of heading south towards its direction. However, to their surprise, the tornado rapidly and unexpectedly turned straight towards them. In the following minutes, they do everything they can to turn around, to get away from this beast of nature. However, before they know it, the storm overtakes them, leaving the three men helpless inside. As the cars picked up, Carl and Paul are ejected from the vehicle, while Tim remains trapped inside. And with nowhere to turn during this entire ordeal, all three of them tragically lose their lives.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, because that one, I was like all over fucking TikTok a year,
RFD is
2 or
wrapped
3 years ago.
360 degrees around it.
While others ran away,
Amazing sight.
Tim Samaras ran towards.
It's just totally unbelievable what's happened because it should never have happened to Tim.
Longtime friend
2 days later, and half a mile away, the bodies of Paul and Carl are found. And not far from them, their vehicle, with Tim still inside. After a search, authorities find their belongings spread throughout a nearby creek bed, one of which being a camera belonging to Carl. Remarkably, it was still in working condition, and recorded onto it were the final moments of everyone in that vehicle.
Oh,
To this day, only a very select handful of people have been given access to this video, one of which being the crew's close friend named Gabe Garfield. Since the incident, he's gone on record to state that while viewing it, he could hear Carl describe how, quote, eerily calm the air became around them in the moments prior to their death. Immediately after, Tim Samaras retorts, "Actually, I think we're in a bad spot." Before his final words, "We're going to die," echo over and over through their radio. As far as it's known, this footage has never been released publicly, nor are there any plans to. Interestingly though, on YouTube, we're able to find a second-hand view of the TwistX team in the moments before the incident. Though, as they continue down their path, they're unknowingly heading right into this 3-mile monster.
holy shit.
81 coming up on the right. Take a right. Yeah. Right on 81.
I've never had anybody tell me to go slow before.
Totally missed the shot. What did you just say?
Tell him if he wants to come out and take the lead.
Do you want to take the lead?
Oh, wait, that's just the edge of it? There's a dead man walking tornado.
To this day, this snippet is some of the last remaining public footage of their team, and carries a haunting legacy of just how dangerous the profession of storm chasing can really be. The demise of the TwistX team was caused by a phenomenon entirely unexpected. What began as just another day chasing just another storm had devolved into one of the most nightmarish scenarios one could ever find themselves in. And whether or not this footage ever sees the light of day, it's irrefutably tragic that multiple families were broken apart that night by this unstoppable behemoth
God damn.
of nature. Hello everyone, quick thing. Today's video is actually sponsored by the lovely people over at Incogni.
Well, hundreds of thousands of retirees have had their personal information leaked after a massive
So you're telling me that not only does he have a sexy voice, but he's a stud? Oh God! Boy!
data breach.
American Airlines and Southwest say they've notified more than 8,000 people who applied to become a pilot after a data breach to a third-party vendor.
House leaders say the impact of the health data breach impacting members of Congress and their staff could be more extensive than previously known.
One of the most important facets of the online experience today is privacy, which ironically seems to be escaping us more and more as companies shave increasingly intrusive bits of information from us. That's why I'd like to thank today's sponsor, Incogni. In the modern day, your online data has become one of the most valuable bits of information out there, and data brokers are circling like vultures to get it. With full names, IPs, emails, and even home addresses being but a fragment of your info out there, removing it from every service alone would take you years. That's why Incogni is such a valuable tool for me, because it takes the busy work out of it and gives me peace of mind knowing that I have a team working behind the scenes to help remove my personal info off the internet. One of my favorite aspects about Incogni is its ease of use. In less than 5 minutes, I'm up and running as it begins to hunt for and request takedowns of my information while I go about my daily life making videos for you guys. It's the peace of mind it offers that makes this service worth it. And to be honest, I think everyone should have Incogni in their corner, fighting for their privacy. Go to incogni.com/Nexpo and use code NEXPO for an exclusive offer of 60% off. That's incogni.com/Nexpo and use code NEXPO, or click the link below to take your personal data off the market. Thank you again to Incogni. Now back to the show.
What's going on here?
On the evening of March 9th, 2001, in the small village of Rottenburg, Germany, a man lies deceased in a bathtub. He's been here for 3 hours and is lying in a pool of his own blood. His reproductive organs are gone.
Well, that's not how you're
His
supposed to take a
throat
bath.
is wide open. And needless to say, this scene is absolutely revolting.
I fucking bet.
Appealing to some of the most depraved types of people out there were a myriad of websites centering on very specific fetishes and interests. And the one that rose to mainstream prominence during the early 2000s was named none other than Cannibal Cafe. It appealed to, well, cannibals, those who legitimately desired to consume other human beings. And what festered here was a cesspool of pedophilia and vorophilia that went unchecked for years. Of course, the website staunchly claims that everything posted here is all fantasy. But is it really? In early 2001, a man going by nothing more than Frankie makes numerous posts to the Cannibal Cafe. He's searching for what he calls a young slaughter boy and has a peculiar request. I'm searching for a young boy between 18 and 25 years old. If you have a normal body, I'll butcher you and eat your flesh. It was a disturbingly simple, to-the-point inquiry, and this post sat here, floating in the vast ocean that is the internet, for days.
Oh no.
As Frankie's post garnered slivers of attention, willing volunteers trickled in. When it really came down to it, though, all of them ended up backing out. But there was one that didn't. A computer engineer named Bernd Brandis expresses to Frankie that he has a very specific fetish. It isn't for consuming others, but for the exact opposite. He wants to be consumed, and he wants Frankie to be the one to do it to him.
So this fetish is like a one-time thing, obviously. Like, what's he gonna do? Just cut off a piece and be like, "All right, you're done." Like, it's a one-time thing, obviously. Well, I mean, obviously, we know what happens to him.
For the next few days, the two exchange contact information by email, and it's here where Brandis learns that the name Frankie is nothing but an alias. This man's real name is Armin Meiwes, and he's ready to meet as soon as possible. It's the night of March 9th, and Brandis is on his way to Armin's home. It's unclear what exactly is on his mind, and if he even knows what's coming. However, after arriving at his residence, Brandis opens with an interesting request.
I don't like this. No, I don't. Stop. I said stop. That doesn't mean keep
He
going.
wants to have his reproductive appendage bit off and eaten. And so, complying, Meiwes gives his wish a try, however is unsuccessful.
He wants his penar bitten off and eaten. I'd say if this didn't happen, lock them both up, because what the fuck?
Successful due to its chewiness. Resultingly, he cuts it
Chewiness?
off and throws it in a frying pan with various marinades and seasonings. However, after all of his efforts, ends up burning it to the point
He's roasting weenies! This man is roasting weenies.
where it's entirely inedible.
If you ask most normal people, it was inedible to begin with. Just saying.
Growing weak and losing blood, Mivus escorts him to his bathroom, and over the next few minutes, places him inside the tub, feeds him a cocktail of painkillers and alcohol, slits his throat, and kisses him on the forehead as the life of Bernd Brandes fades before his eyes. 3 hours Brandes sits here as Mivus reads a Star Trek novel to pass the time. And bafflingly, during this entire fiasco,
I was about to say that the first one of these wasn't as bad, but there were some. Yeah, that actually might be worse. Because if you all remember, Ron Brown was eating kids. That's actually worse. But since it was kids, this man didn't go as in deep detail of it. Oh yeah, that's nothing but ash now. One more final puff. Oh yeah, that's straight ash. That is ash right there. Nothing but. All right, let's get back.
Not a single thing was done without anyone's consent. Over the next few days, Armin Mivus dismembers Bernd Brandes, storing his remains in his deep freezer with nothing more than some frozen pizzas and a dead rat.
How do people do this? I get woozy when someone just puts a fucking needle in me. Well, I mean, not like tattoo. More like when you go to the hospital and they got do blood tests. Those make me wince. I don't like those. I don't even like seeing my own blood. How the fuck does someone do this?
Meanwhile, every single thing he's doing and has done to him is being filmed by a camera he's had on hand the entire time. All of it is documented and all of it immortalized onto one single VHS tape. Over the next 10 months,
take that tape, wrap it up, box it, and throw it in the vault. I don't ever want to find out that tape got out, because that's there's three things that should never reach the surface. 4 things. There's 4 things that should never reach the surface, and 2 of them have. The stuff that Ron Brown had, 2 girls, 1 cup, this sick shit, and 1 man, 1 jar. Those should never reach the surface or ever be watched by a person, and yet 2 of them have been watched by millions. I've never seen them, because I like not having to bleach my eyeballs.
Armin consumes over 44 pounds of Bernd Brandes' flesh, taking out and cooking his body parts whenever he desired them. With this, he takes to the Cannibal Cafe to boast in explicit detail about his actions. However, it's here where Armin finally finds himself on the receiving end of trouble. By December of 2002, another member of the Cannibal Cafe.
What's his name?
Himself on the receiving end about his action. With this, he takes to the Cannibal Cafe to boast in explicit detail about his actions. However, it's here where Armin finally finds himself on the receiving end.
I don't know why I thought I said a last name.
Our video. There, police discover numerous gate to authority. Another member of the Cannibal Cafe
There we go. This is where we were.
By December of 2002, another member of the Cannibal Cafe reports numerous explicitly detailed posts by Frankie to authorities, prompting a raid of his home. There, police discover numerous body parts in a single 4-hour videotape depicting the murder and dismemberment of Bernd Brandes. Because of their discovery, Armin Meiwes was immediately apprehended. However, his charges were some that authorities had no specific...
On God, guys. On God. If I was working at a police station as whoever has to fucking shift through evidence, and there's like, yeah, we found a videotape of this guy being dismembered and murdered, and you have to watch it. I'd quit on that day, walk out, not saying a thing. I'd quit because there is no amount of money that you could fucking pay me to watch that shit.
Laws on prosecuting. Bernd Brandes, throughout this entire ordeal, was willing, which only brought...
See, he doesn't look like a cannibal, though. He looks more like a child molester. Like, he looks like someone that would touch kids. He doesn't really look like a cannibal.
Considerable confusion and media attention to this case. Nevertheless, Armin Meiwes ended up with the conviction of murder and claimed that he'd done it out of sexual gratification.
Sexual
Today,
gratification.
he remains incarcerated in Frankfurt, Germany, and will, for the rest of his life, remain behind bars. The tape that Armin filmed during his night with Bernd Brandes has never seen the light of day outside the courtroom during his trial.
Excuse me. Okay, so if I was a jury on that case, no. Once they pull out the videotape, I'm getting up, walking out. Arrest me if you want to. I do not care. Fuck no!
To be too gruesome to show to the general public, the world is left to speculate on its contents, filling in the blanks from the official story given during his testimony. To be honest, I don't quite know how to feel about this entire dilemma, as Bernd Brandes wanted all of this. He wasn't murdered against his will, but he was still murdered. Nevertheless, Armin Meiwes is a depraved man, a man who created a situation that never should have happened. And because of his actions on that fateful night, one of the darkest lost media cases out there, needlessly, was born. It's late at night, and 18-year-old Kathleen Allen and her boyfriend Michael Carroll are spending time in a motel room in which they're living. On this day,
well, that's the dark media, guys. They're living in a motel. There's nothing possibly that could be worse than that.
Nothing is awry, and to some could even be considered painstakingly ordinary. At 10 p.m., Michael vaguely claims that he has to go do something and leaves after assuring her that he'd return in the morning. And so, Kathleen goes to bed, and her night comes to an end.
I'm guessing her life does too.
It's morning, and Michael Carroll is nowhere to be found. Regardless, Kathleen doesn't think too much of it and goes about her life and work as usual. 3 days later, while at work, however, she receives a
old ad telephone. How would do that? This phone is being possessed by a ghost. No, that means Michael never existed. Michael was a ghost. She thought about it all up in her mind. Michael is just a depraved soul, a ghost, someone who can't move on to the next part of life. And she thought that he was her boyfriend. Imagine being that lonely. I don't have anybody.
It's a man, and he knows where Michael's located. He claims that he was involved in a shooting and wouldn't be coming home. Shocked, Kathleen informs her boss that she needs to leave, and given the circumstances, she's given permission to do so. A few moments later, she's seen running out into the parking lot, where a bearded man approaches her. The two reportedly engage in conversation before she ends up jumping in his car. Soon after, the man joins her in the vehicle, and it speeds off, never to be seen again.
What did he possibly say to make her get into that van? Because the first thing that came to my mind was, hey, want to see how fast I can make you disappear? Now, that's one hell of a pickup line.
This is the last time that Kathleen Allen was ever seen in public alive.
Well,
in Albion, no matter where you go or what you do, your mount will accompany you on your journey.
You don't pay
Perhaps
me.
you'll pick
I
the
can't
odds.
show you. You don't pay me.
Save for a rainy day. She saves, but every time it rains, she spends what she puts away.
On October 29th, 1940,
Meet the Flintstones. They're the Flintstones. A happy jolly family. Live in bedrock.
a man named Leonard Lake was born in San Francisco, California. Being regarded a bright kid, his early years were relatively unsuspecting. When he turned 6 years old, however, his parents had separated, to which Lake and his siblings would move in with their grandmother. Bizarrely, Lake began to exhibit disturbing habits. On numerous occasions, he was caught photographing his sisters nude.
That's fucked up. Photographing anyone nude without their knowledge is fucked up. Your sister's a tad bit more fucked up. I doubt that that's the most fucked up thing that he's done, though. No, he won't
collect
catch
mice and dissolve them in chemicals, and he'd extort his siblings into performing sexual acts, all of which was condoned by his grandmother with not a...
Granny condoned it! Granny allowed him to do this? Granny, no! Granny, you're supposed to be baking cookies. Why are you allowing him to touch his sisters? Granny, no! No, Granny! No!
single shred of effort to put a stop to it. Needless to say, Lake hailed from a broken home, something that only catalyzed his morbid fascinations. However, because they were left unchecked, and often encouraged, Leonard Lake's life would only spiral further and further as time began to overtake him.
Listen, kissing cousins, that's one thing. In some parts of this world, that's okay. Not here, though. But smashing sisters, that ain't okay nowhere, buddy. No, no, no. Did he light his granny's home on fire?
By the turn of the 80s and throughout adulthood, Leonard Lake became heavily invested in survivalism, a movement focused on preparing for severe emergencies. Notably, Lake had an undying fear of a nuclear holocaust, and on numerous...
Well, you know, if he was still alive today, which I'm guessing he isn't, he'd have that right to have that fear. Pretty fucking close to it. Just a tad bit closer. Just this much. Oh, kabooey!
attempted to build safety bunkers at his residences, to varying success. In 1981, he put out an advertisement for a survivalist partner in a war game magazine in hopes of meeting someone to live with him for, honestly, God knows why. The reason this is important is...
Well, considering he's willing to touch his sisters, I wonder what he's willing to do to other people. I'm guessing it's not nice things. I'm guessing not nice things. It can't be nice things. It can't be. But we're going to find out, aren't we? You're going to tell me, aren't you, Nexpo?
Because this single page, this one advertisement, had led Lake to meet one of the most vile people in existence, exacerbating Lake's pre-existing morbid fantasies and leading to his status as one of the most disgusting and disturbing monsters ever to exist.
So Lake's not the one who does the fucked up things to the roommate. It's the roommate that does the fucked up things to Lake. What a twisted turn. See, Lake, this is what you get for touching sisters. You don't. Sister smashing is not prohibited anywhere.
The man's name was Charles Ng, a native of Hong Kong and a convict who was in and out of prison. Almost immediately, the pair hit it off, collaborating in numerous crimes like firearm theft that eventually led to their arrest and a brief stint in prison. After their release, the two settled down in a wooded town named Wilseyville, and it was here where Lake enlisted the help of various residents to build yet another bunker right next to his cabin. Inside, he'd begin stockpiling illegal weapons. However, alongside them was something that didn't exactly belong.
What was it?
It was equipment.
What kind of equipment?
To record video.
Oh, he was a YouTuber? Hell yeah, dude. Fucking pound it.
Good evening. It's a Sunday in October 22nd, 23rd, something like that. Very close to my 38th birthday.
the intro has more to be desired. Like, for example, my intro to my YouTube video is, "What's up, guys? It's your favorite stoner here, Darkhaven 420," and then I list off what I'm doing that day. It lacks that energy that you need to be successful. Here, you know what? I'll leave my contacts in the bio, and I'll have them reach out to me so I can get some tips on how to do this better. Oh, well, that's embarrassing. I'm professional as fuck.
And I'm starting this tape without script or without any real organization of what I want to say.
See, that's his first mistake. You can't do a video like this without a script. Like my videos about where I do hearing and all that stuff, that's unscripted. I haven't scripted a single video so far. But when you're just sitting there talking to a camera and you aren't really doing anything or reacting to anything, you gotta write a script. So that way you aren't fumbling over your words or looking like a fucking buffoon, like he currently is.
This tape, what you're hearing now, is going to be the lead-in of the various phases of construction of a building, which hopefully will be the first of a series of underground buildings. The main...
Okay. He's doing underground building stuff. Color me intrigued. I watch the Indians do that stuff on TikTok. I watch them build their little huts. Yeah. That sounds so fucking racist. We're not going to fucking focus on that, though.
Emphasis of
He's got me interested.
The whole justification for its expense and its effort will be a hidden portion of it, a secret room, if we can call it that, that will house a cell, a jail cell, if you will.
Listen, Lake, buddy, we talked about this. Leave your sisters alone. Buddy, stop.
And the purpose of that cell, and the main purpose hence of the building, will be the imprisonment of the young lady who probably at this moment is unknown to me.
Well, at least it's not his sister. But still, like, holding young women against their will. It's not a great look, buddy. It's not a great look. You can't be doing that.
What I want is an off-the-shelf sex partner.
I'm seeing that he's missing his sisters.
To be able to use a woman whenever and however I want.
After this clip,
and when I'm tired
this tape,
or
I'm probably going to take a small little break,
bored,
charge my phone for a second. Because that's why I got my Twitch chat on, and I got my fucking light plugged into my phone
the advantages
charger.
of such a situation are, of course, obvious, and even beyond sexual. Such a woman,
yeah, my phone's like 15%.
Totally enslaved, would be useful for the mundane chores that I have to do, but I'm not particularly interested in doing. Clean house, washing dishes, etc. Slave. There's no way around it.
I've got nothing.
Primarily a sexual slave, but nonetheless a physical slave as well.
This is Horror Copy for Monday, February 15th.
Hi, I'm Kyle Kraska.
Hi, Kyle Kraska.
The creepiest crime scene in America.
Tell me what it is.
A remote cabin where cops say some of the most gruesome serial killings in California history took place.
Oh, no.
Well, now Ed Miller's giving you an exclusive and very disturbing look inside this house of horrors.
First, they were kidnapped, then robbed, raped, and killed.
Oh, no.
12 innocent victims. 3 women, 7 men, 2
babies.
The real reason for his bunker wasn't solely for survivalism. That was merely a piece of it. You see, Lake and Ing had this morbid obsession with capturing. Lake claimed that he needed them to serve him after the impending nuclear holocaust, and frequently went on record to demean the existence of women entirely. And so, for years, Lake and Ing would capture, torture inside this bunker, all the while documenting it on his myriad of VHS cameras installed inside each room. The woman we saw at the beginning of this segment wasn't just someone random, because it was Kathleen Allen, the woman who left her job because of the news of her boyfriend's death.
And it all circles around into one big story. I thought that we were done with Kathleen Allen when she disappeared, but no, it's all connected. It's all connected. God, this man, I should have known when we didn't move on to the next tape. This man, he's doing for a loop. He's doing for a loop, Nexpo.
The woman who entered the car of a stranger and was never seen again. The woman who fell right into the grasp of Leonard Lake. While the pair's main target were women, they wouldn't hold back on abducting their relatives. Often, the pair would coerce men into coming out to their bunker in hopes of work before they'd rob them, strangle them, and steal their identities. Thereafter, they'd manipulate their families into coming to their property, much like they did with Kathleen, to which they'd lock them up in Lake's dungeon and leave them with an ultimatum. They can either serve Lake and Ing unapologetically, obeying their every command without hesitance, or they could be killed. No matter which option they chose, though, the outcome was all the same. Their lives would be brutally torn from them, with not a single soul around to help.
Oh.
In June of 1985, police were called to a hardware store after Charles Ing was caught trying to shoplift a device. After catching wind of the situation, Lake rushed there himself in hopes of paying for it. However, when police asked for an item from what they believed to be the remains of at least
40 pounds of crushed bone fragments. Jesus Christ. Let me look this up. How many humans do you... I'm not looking that up because that's going to put me on a fucking watch list or some shit. Okay, he told me 11 bodies.
Inside the bunker, they find a treasure map leading to 2 buckets containing various IDs and personal belongings, and a myriad of VHS tapes depicting the torture and murder of their victims. To say that their discovery was grim is a criminal understatement, as the breadth of their crimes simply cannot be summarized in writing. The scene, surreal, and the content on those VHS tapes, indescribably worse.
Jesus.
Today, Charles Ing is still alive, serving his life sentence in the San Quentin State Prison. Given his court verdict, being 12 counts of first-degree murder, it's undeniable that this man will never again see the light of day.
Hell yeah.
The crimes that he and Leonard Lake committed are some of the worst in history, and the fact that they videotaped it adds that extra layer of repulsion. To this day, the tapes filmed by Charles Ing and Leonard Lake are sealed away, with no plans to ever be released. However, considering the content presumed to be on them, it's safe to say that some things are better off lost.
I agree with that.
Indefinitely.
Yeah. Alright. Alright, we're going to take a small break. So I only got 20 minutes left in the video. But not enough battery life to do it for me, so I'm going to take a small break. Alright, I returned. Just at 22%, 20. Alright, let's just go and get this fucking video done. Alright. Wait.
Around 1995, I was about 15. I used to stay up late in my room listening to the radio on a boombox with an integrated tape recorder. One night I came across this. I don't think this was the beginning of the broadcast. I caught a lot of it. Right at the end, an announcer says that the station I was tuned to was WKCR 89.9 New York. There were a bunch of names and dates in there, but I've never run into anything else like this.
What the oh, get that noise out of my ear.
The creepypasta. A relic of a bygone era in internet history.
Dude, I fucking love creepypasta.
The induction for many of us to online horror. Suicide Mouse, Been Drowned, Slenderman, and Sad Satan are among some of the most notorious online horror stories in existence. However, to this day, one refuses to die. It's called Jeff the Killer, and by this point, he needs no introduction. The story today hasn't exactly aged very well.
Can we not show me images like this when I'm alone in my room at 12:30 at night, huh?
And to be honest, it kind of sounds like a Joker fanfiction, and it isn't very scary. But that's okay, because it wasn't exactly written for our time.
Get the fucking face off the screen! God, but son of a cock.
Now, Jeff the Killer is certainly a tale that's past its time, yet it stands as somewhat of a cornerstone of online history. Contrary to all the effort put into the story, however, it's safe to say that the uncanniness of the image accompanying it was the major catalyst for its popularity online. All across the early 2010s, the image was shared like wildfire, though what most were unaware of was that it had coincidentally found itself caught in a web of both controversy and enduring mystery. And it was all based around one simple question.
I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I'd be perfectly happy with not knowing, actually. So, don't tell me.
The The story as we know it was written by an author on the creepypasta wiki named GameFuel 2000, in which its earliest known date of publication is November 21st of 2011. Curiously though, an online user going by the persona Sessoir had come forth shortly after its online explosion, claiming that, in reality, they are Jeff's creator. It's a bold claim, yet this should be relatively easy to prove. On October 3rd, 2008, a video was shared to a YouTube channel called Killer Jeff, an alias that Sessoir claims ownership of. The video is more or less a slideshow and drops bits of Jeff the Killer lore over pictures of various characters from his story. Interestingly, this upload was accompanied by a story on Newgrounds, where the same user made a post on August 10th of that same year. The story of old Jeffy. He enjoys horror such as ghost stories or slasher films. Have you ever met him in person? This man is what other people call bizarre. He's like a Bloody Mary game, except you must perform it in the closet, turn off all the lights, and sit down cross-legged while repeating this saying 3 times while turning your head back and forth. He's in here with me. After the saying, close your eyes and call out the name Jeff. He'll appear by putting his face right up to you and proceed to yell and try to chant harm at you. To make him stop is to stand there and compliment him, and not doing so will result in a nightmarish field trip. Okay, so there we have it. Sessoir is the creator of Jeff the Killer, as they bear proof of the earliest rendition of utilizing both his name and image. With this in mind, surely they should have that picture unedited, right?
Wrong. I'm guessing wrong.
In December of 2015, fellow creator Scare Theater got in contact with Sessoir. He asked them a plethora of questions, like, what inspired you? Why do you call him Jeff? And did you ever expect him to become so well known? All granting thought-provoking insight into the creator of this online behemoth. Interestingly though, in one of them, Scare Theater presses Sessoir about the origins of the Jeff image, to which they respond, stating, the picture was made using a white latex mask and some big plastic eyes, with red rubber substance that simulated blinking. There was also a black ring around the eyes that were on, covering the exposed red eyelid. After it was made, 2 or 3 photos were taken and posted, and the rest is history. Well, just like that, mystery solved. Sessoir crafted something that scared millions online, and did it with none other than a latex mask and some fake eyes. So good on them.
Is it really though? Oh, it is.
Shortly after Sessoir's interview, a video was found on a YouTube channel called Dark Knight. It was uploaded on the 2nd of August 2007 and is titled NNN Special Broadcast. Purportedly, it's based upon a Japanese urban legend surrounding a scrolling list of names at around 3 in the morning, when no one should be watching. The list is said to be accompanied by horrific imagery and bizarre sounds, before, at the very end, it states that these names are tomorrow's sacrifice. It's definitely some Local 58 stuff if I've ever seen it, but that notion isn't the reason we're here tonight. You see, at the very end of this video, Dark Knight sneaks in a small surprise, turning everything we thought we knew about Jeff the Killer on its head.
Oh,
it was here when it was
living.
realized that Sessoir was a fraud. He lied, when everyone was taking his word at face value. Not only that, Jeff the Killer's image likely didn't even originate from our side of the world, as evidence from an unsuspecting website began to surface in the coming months.
I don't like the way that looks. It's creeping me out. Keep on peeking over my shoulder. I don't like the way Jeff the Killer looks. It's unsettling. Oh, great, we're showing the picture. Yeah, let's show it again.
Where did this image come from? And what did the original version even look like? If Jeff the Killer were hidden within this video, unknown to the entire world, just sitting here since 2007, waiting to be found, there was bound to be more about him out there. By 2018, investigators made their way to a now defunct Japanese message board named pia.cc. It's your run-of-the-mill website containing blog posts and online discussion. However, way back in 2005, hidden away inside an otherwise innocuous and highly obscure post, again, was him.
You motherfucker!
This photo was uploaded on the 15th of November by a user named Omega Bolt. However, to this day, contact with them has been absolutely non-existent. They have seemingly fallen off the face of the earth, effectively becoming just as obscure as Jeff's origin itself. Aside from that though, this discovery was far from a dead end, as once this photo was run through an EXIF data analyzer, it was found that its file name is Pretty Face. Interesting, considering that just a few weeks later, they found him again. For the very first time, an alternate, less modified version of Jeff the Killer was uncovered, named White Powder 2. It was uploaded by a user named Mr. Mulholland, and in their version, were able to make out minute details that were otherwise shrouded by Photoshop.
I objectively like that one even fucking less. I prefer that one to that one. That one, oh, the amount of dread that entered my body seeing that face.
The mouth is no longer distorted. The facial accents, gone, and the previously foreboding eyes are replaced by an alternative. Contrary to Omega Bolt, though, Mr. Mulholland was actually tracked down and contacted via Twitter. There, they claimed that they saw the image before it was edited and believed that it, to their memory, came from an online video of an Asian woman inside her home. Purportedly, her face was extremely pale, and lightly edited screen caps of her were passed around Japanese message boards as surprise images in the mid-2000s. They further state that they don't have the original image, believes that it no longer exists on the internet, and speculates that it may come from a TV show named Honto ni Atta no Roi no Video. Since this revelation, every episode made from 1999 to 2005 have been thoroughly searched, yet a match has never been found. But there is one more, to this day, regarded as the oldest sighting of Jeff the Killer. On the homepage of a website named fileman.n1e.jp, resting innocuously among images of puppies and waifus, was version 1, captured on July 24.
Puppies and waifus I like. I like me some puppies and waifus. This, I don't fucking like that. Oh, god damn it, my camera broke again. Son of a bitch.
Of 2005. The only clues that accompany this are the caption, "Fear of a Summer Night," and once clicked, a descriptor claims this photo is, quote, a celebrity before plastic surgery. Aside from this, no further context is given. To be honest, we could do this all day, because since the hunt began, there have been hundreds of sightings of Jeff the Killer online, all predating Sessoir's original story. Over the years, there have been quite a handful of original image contenders that have gained considerable traction, most notably with the widespread hoax involving a woman who doesn't even exist. It's safe to say that this search has had its fair share of controversy, yet that hasn't slowed millions of those trying to investigate this. This is one of the longest running internet mysteries of all time, and if I'm being honest, it may never find a resolution. Other versions of Jeff are discovered, yet they bear more edits than version 1. Rumors circulate about it being a photo in a set of 3, yet no proof has ever surfaced.
Can we move on from this fucking video, please?
Those with too much free time are creating their own version of the original image and are touting it as the real thing. Sometimes the existence of an enduring mystery.
This video is more. Oh, there he is. This video is more Jeff the Killer than I've wanted in my entire life.
Brings life enduring fascination.
This is the one creepypasta that I never fucked with
about topics that seem unsolvable, especially in the modern day. In a perfect world, the existence of the internet should mark the death of all things mysterious, as at a moment's notice, every action taking place on this earth theoretically should have some sort of readily accessible answer. I'm glad that's not the case though, as Jeff the Killer has given the modern internet just that small hint of mystifying intrigue.
Fuck
and
you,
it's based around a question so simple. It's quite literally the product of someone who knows someone who knows someone who took this photo, yet they, to this day, have never come forward. Maybe it's a language barrier. Perhaps they've passed away. Maybe they live under a rock and have absolutely no idea that the simple picture they took on a random day pre-2005 is now subject to one of the largest internet hunts in recent history. Regardless of where this person is, Jeff the Killer in some capacity has stood the test of time, and whether his identity is ever actually found, he will forever remain embedded within online conversation, always regarded an enigmatic paradox, effectively immortalized as one of the most recognizable, yet completely unknown internet urban legends ever to exist.
Yeah, please move on.
Microsoft, why not use your connections? The people who made your PC fast and reliable with Windows now do the same.
See, after the last one, I'm scared. I'm scared of what he's about to show me. It's almost 1 a.m., guys. I don't want to have to fucking be scared tonight.
For your internet connections. Call now to try
Alright, we did this last time, and we're going to do it again here. Before we begin this next segment, I'd like to state that this next entry may be nothing at all. I could be reading way too much into it, but the following topic is something that's personally haunted me for years, even though it's relatively simple conceptually. With that being said, this section does involve heavily disturbing imagery. So
okay, cool. We're ending right here. I ain't doing that shit tonight. We'll finish this video some other time. But fuck no.